Hello. Oh. A little bit awkward. I had prepared a couple of arias. I'd like to start with Visitate from Tosca. No, only joking. Thank you so much, by the way, for coming out. It's wonderful to see so many people. You know, I don't think they've ever had so many people. They've never had so many people at Clonter. It's very beautiful. There's got to be 50,000 people here tonight in this beautiful thing. I love it here in England. I'm a tremendous Anglophile. I like Peter Mandelson. I'm a tremendous pedophile. But it's so beautiful. I came here to this beautiful part of the country. We came to Chester. I came with the Romans many years ago. And we built a beautiful wall, beautiful wall. You don't get many Mexicans in Chester, let me tell you. And it was very beautiful. And I came with Nero, the emperor. He was washed up. He was a bum. And I said, you got to get into coffee. You got to get into coffee. And he started out, and that's what he became in Cafe Nero. You might have seen it. Listen, where are we going to go? There's lots more. Don't worry. There's lots more of that. But thank you. It's lovely to be here tonight. It's great. I have got to be quite quick. So I'm going to do half an hour in the first half. Then we'll have an interval. We'll hear a little bit more about the amazing work of Ukrainian aid. Then Jonathan's going to interview me, and you can have a couple of questions. Then I've got to whiz back to London because I'm doing Rachel Reeves's leaving party. Yeah, it's it's a surprise party. Well, she's certainly. But everyone's leaving parties. I mean, half the Conservatives have left the party now, haven't they? Do you know there are more of Liz Truss's cabinet now in Reform than there are in the Conservative Party? It's absolutely quite. I mean, it comes to something that Robert Jenrick. Where are the Robert Jenrick fans? There you go, the good riddance. So, I mean, you join this mighty party with giants like Nadine Dorris and Anne Widdecombe, and it comes to something in your career where you've got three choices: strictly, I'm a celebrity, or Reform, isn't it? It is. It's like the cast of I'm a Celebrity. So if you want to vote for Nadine Dorris, I'd done 07711 and add a 1. If you want to vote for Lembit Opik, dial 07711 and add a 2. And if you want to vote for Nigel Farage, hang up and dial 999. It is. So Robert Jenrick, he was the one who walked around Handsworth in Birmingham, wasn't he? He said he's surprised he didn't see another white face. So then he goes back into the shadow cabinet and sees Kemi Badenoch and Priti Patel and James Cleverly. They go, oh, sod this, I'm off to Reform. And Nigel Farage says, hello, oh, good to see you. Have you met Nadeem Zahawi and Suella Braverman? What's going on? But they haven't got a problem with colour, of course, not at all, because Nigel Farage's best friend is orange, let's face it. I'm orange. That's what in fact, you know, we're going to call Greenland Orange Land. That's what we're going to do. But let me tell you, folks, we're going to talk about peace tonight. A lot of peace. I've ended a lot of wars, so many wars before they even knew they were wars, actually. That's what we did. And I've ended more wars, brought more peace than Jesus Christ, actually. They won't thank me, but never mind. They didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, but I'm in good company. I had my guys check it out. They didn't give one to Hitler either, it turns out. But I got the FIFA Peace Prize. They don't just give that out, let me tell you. But I'm having a great time and so much peace. I'd like a piece of Ukraine, actually, if I could get that. But actually, you know, you heard of my bored of peace. I'm actually bored of peace now. I'm bored of peace, and that's why I'm going to start a war with Iran. Beautiful war. We've got a beautiful armadillo. Our beautiful armadillo is floating across the Arabian Sea as I speak, and we're going to take out Iran's nuclear capability. We're going to destroy Iran's capability. You remember last month we took out the whole thing. We destroyed it. It had no nuclear capability. It was totally destroyed. So we're going to do that again. And but it's been a very busy time because we started in Venezuela and then Azerbaijan. But Venezuela, we took out President Manjaro. President Manjaro, you know him, and he was a bum, you know, because let me tell you, it's very bad, very bad. He was a very bad man, Manjaro. You know, he claimed victory in a disputed election. And he acted like he owned the country. It was all about him. It's all about him and enriching himself and his family. And no, hang on. And then we got Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin, he thinks, you know, he's a megalomaniac. He's going to rule forever. And he thinks he can just walk into any country and take it over. No, hang on, that's me as well. So, but then we got Iran. I said to my vice president, JD Witherspoon, I said, who's in leadership in Iran? He said, how many? I said, I don't care how many there are. We're going to take them out because you can't shoot protesters. Okay, they were shooting protesters in Tehran. You can't do that. Not in Tehran. You could do it in Minnesota, but not in Tehran. But we're going to make the world a better place. That's what we're going to do. And I told the Pope about that. Great friend of mine, Francis, before he died, and I taught him so much. He never thanked me. That's okay. And, but you know, it was a wonderful thing because, you know, he and I, we got on he taught me so much. He taught me, we played a lot of golf together. He taught me how to turn my head. He said, one day it might save your life. And sure enough, I turned my head and the bullet went straight through. It's just terrible. But there we go. We went to his funeral last year in beautiful, the St. Peter's Bazooka. And I mean, honestly, where do you start with Donald Trump? Sorry, would you mind not filming? Sorry. And it's extraordinary because you start, you think, what it's like a Mark Steele comedy routine, isn't it? So, oh, you know, what's he going to do? He's going to take over Panama. He's going to invade Greenland. He's going to put 100% tariff on Parmesan cheese. He's going to turn the Gaza Strip into a giant branch of spearmeat rhino. He's going to give up NATO for Lent. You find he's done half of these things already. What would Barack Obama make of this? We have gone from yes, we can to oh my God, he just did. You know, you got to be careful when you do Barack Obama because if you push it too much, you find yourself with Kermit the Frog. Halfway down the stair is the stair where I sit. But you know, when I was in the White House, I left a note on the desk. It said, you do not have to be mad to work here, but the next guy will be. But you know, I was the president between George W. Bush and Donald J. Trump. You know, they call me the perineum president. I was the one between the prick and the asshole. So and Trump, he came over here. Do you remember last year, the royal visit? That was all Keir Starmer. This time last year, Keir Starmer in the White House. Do you remember? I've got a letter. I've got a letter from His Majesty the King. I've got a letter with an invitation, a voucher. Honestly, it was like one of those red letter day things from W.H. Smith, about to fatigue with two people. I don't want to do that. I've already been to Windsor. I met the Queen. I met her 3 times, actually. I met her, it was like Craig David. I met her on a Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. It was very beautiful. No, I'm going to swap it out for a supercar track day or a luxury spa break or a Faulty Towers dining experience. We go, oh, so, Polly, we've got the president coming over, so whatever you do, just don't mention the hair, okay? Oh, Mr. President, so good to see you. So glad you could come over. Come over, sorry, didn't mean to say. Yes, so are you bed and breakfast or are you half bald? Bald, sorry, didn't mean to mention the hair. Hitler, no, different job. So, just let us know which room you'd prefer, so we know which one we can put in. Put you in, sorry, yes, no, Vladimir, he's upset. Yes, so it was a chicken Kiev, a bottle of Chateau Lviv, and 2 cream Donetsk. Donuts, sorry. Honest to God. I felt sorry for the king. Didn't you feel sorry? I mean, poor man, the king. Nobody asked him, was it? So, I mean, for heaven's sake. I mean, I'm king of Canada. He wants Canada to be the 51st state. He can fuck right off. I mean, and I had to go to Canada with Camilla for 36 hours. I mean, I know Mark Twain said Canada's a wonderful country, but not for the whole weekend. But I was there 36. I said to Keir Starmer, I feel like I'm some sort of diplomatic tool. And it turns out that his father was a toolmaker. Did you know that? Did you know that? Because he never talks about it. But you know, I'm expected to look after every Tom, Dick, and oh, don't get me started on Harry. So I said to Camilla, I've got to look after Donald Trump. I mean, what am I supposed to do? He's been accused of sexual assault. He's obsessed with money. He's got no self-awareness, and he thinks he's God's gift. She said, well, why don't you introduce him to Andrew? Too soon. He could take him to Pizza Express. Honestly, it was bad enough having to look after Chairman Xi. Xi, now there's a name I can't forget. Another visit I regret. It's not a pleasure, it's a price I have to pay. Soon, I'll have to welcome Kim Jong-un. And some daft chap from Cameroon, he'll probably steal a palace spoon. I wish they'd all just go away. And they never leave, you can't get rid of them. At least when my father was alive, he'd turn up with a set of car keys and say, right, who'd like a spin round the estate? All big fans of Charles, King Charles, doing a good job? Yes, there you go. Yes, of course. So he started, I think one of the first things he did, the 80th anniversary of D-Day, that was one of his first gigs, 80 years ago today. My grandfather addressed the troops on the eve of the Normandy landings. He said, Achtung, wir müssen diese scheißliche Engl... Oh no, sorry, that was my great uncle. I'm so sorry. But the world's gone mad. Can we just agree? I mean, absolutely batshit crazy. Something has happened in the last 10, 12 years. It's just absolute. I mean, I think it was Lenin who said, or it might have been Richard Madeley, who said that there are decades where nothing happens for weeks, and then there are weeks where decades happen. And that's what we're living through now, isn't it? Extraordinary. I mean, the old rules-based international order has gone, replaced by 6 men in their 70s, who in any other world would be forced to retake their driving test, not allowed near garden machinery. But this lot, I mean, they shouldn't be in the White House or the Kremlin. They should be in the best exotic Marigold Hotel. Or on a new show with Anton Deck. Oh, hello, welcome to I've Got Senility, Get Me Out of Here. Okay, so it's day 6, and Recep Erdogan and Narendra Modi have got to get 6 stars, or the rest of the campmates are going to have to eat Benjamin Netanyahu. I think I'd rather have the kangaroo anus. I think you're absolutely right there, Deck. So, honestly, these 6 guys, you don't know which are the traitors and which are the faithfuls. Oh, so what's he going to do, Donald? What's he going to... Well, you know, if I take out Putin, it's going to look like too obvious, you know. No, you can play the double bluff, Donald. That's what you can do. You can play the double bluff. Completely bonkers. Honestly. I mean, the change is so fast. Is it, I mean, has anyone here been Prime Minister? Or a minister? It's like jury service. Everyone gets a go now. It's ridiculous. I mean, I know we just had Christmas, but it's like the 12 days of Christmas, you know. In the 8 years since Brexit, the Tories gave to me, this is true, 9 education secretaries, 8 home secretaries, 7 foreign secretaries, 6 different chancellors, 5 prime ministers. 4 of those resigned, 3 Boris babies. Update. 4 Boris babies. Since Brexit, that is productivity, my friends. So, 2 kings or queens and a partridge in a pear tree. Thank you. It is extraordinary. So 5 Tory Prime Ministers. Keir Starmer is our 6th Prime Minister in 8 years. 6 Prime Ministers in 8 years. Any French people here? I know, because they've gone through 6 in the last fortnight, but this is Britain. This is Britain. 6 Prime Ministers in 8 years. If you go to hospital with a head injury or dementia, what's the first thing they ask you? Who's the Prime Minister? No wonder the hospitals are so full. Honestly, for the last 3 or 4 years, oh, is it Theresa May? No, back you go. Honest to God, if you've been in a coma for 2 months, you missed Liz Truss completely. What? It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean, honest, it's part of my job. I mean, the last 10 years, A, B, C, wasn't it? Austerity, Brexit, and the C was either COVID or Boris Johnson, depending on, you know, yes. It's part of my job to make politicians look more ridiculous than they already are. Have you any idea how hard that is? honestly, we have a new Green leader, Zach Polanski, who was a hypnotist. He did a feature in The Sun where he said that women could improve their breast size through hypnosis. Yes, you didn't get that with Jonathan Porritt, did you? Zach Polanski, remember, 1Z, 1K, and 36 Ds. I'm here all week, try the veal. And you got Liberal Democrats with Ed Davey, who's got a new policy on Stop the Boats involving a log flume and a bouncy castle. And then, of course, we have my friends, we have Boris. Honestly, Boris Johnson, a prime minister who literally brushes his hair with a balloon. Yeah, hi there, folks. Hi there, folks. Yes, as you rightly point out, I have now 4 children with that one. But so I'm raising my total to 9 that you know about. So 9 kids. There we go. So fantastic. So I have lifted my 8-child benefit cap. I have upped my batting average. I've seen off the challenge of Jacob Rees-Mogg, who has a mere 6 children. Jacob Rees-Mogg, 6 children. What's the matter with these people? You know, Jacob Rees-Mogg, 6 children, and they've all got ridiculous names, haven't they? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded. So right. So let's say, folks. Let's take if I have 9 children, let's take his 6. So that is 15. But if they were to reproduce at the same rate, well, let's not go with my 9. Let's go with the 6, the Jacob Rees-Mogg metric. Please don't say metric. Right, fair enough. So 9 plus 6, 15 times 6. Come on then, Clonter. 15 times 6 equals 90. Yes, exactly. So we would have 90 grandchildren. 90 grandchildren. And actually, there is a method to this madness, because between Liz Truss and Kemi Badenoch, the Tories lost 40,000 members. 40,000 members out of the Conservative Party. So I have taken it upon myself, folks, to single-handedly, well, maybe not single-handedly, as that would be a waste of valuable resources, not to be spaffed against the wall. But no, folks, I've taken it upon myself to repopulate and indeed recopulate the Conservative. By the way, folks, can I just offer you here in Clonter my insincere apology for my behaviour in COVID when I was ambushed by that cake. I should have sent them back. I should have sent them back to their offices. I should not have torn off my clothes. I should not have shouted, "Who wants a booster shot?" And I should not have led a naked conga through the intensive care unit of St Thomas's. And I apologise for that. Yes, I mean, literally a moral compass who points due south, unless of course there is a lady involved, in which case magnetic north. So it has been crazy, isn't it? And what was just over a year and a half ago, we had that extraordinary election, the surprise election announcement, the surprise being that Rishi Sunak, a prime minister worth £850 million, couldn't afford an umbrella, standing outside Downing Street like something out of a Richard Curtis movie. I'm just a man standing in the rain, asking a country to love him. Actually, that does, sorry, my Rishi Sunak does sound a little bit like Tony Blair. You know, if you want to do, there's a little impressionist trick. If you want to do Rishi Sunak, it's Tony Blair, slightly camper, but with a list. Okay, you know, because you've got to use, you know, a bit of recycling going on here. So, because you know, when you think back to Tony Blair, and I, you know, gosh, yeah, and I remember. You know, when I stepped down and I wrote to Gordon Brown and I said, you know, Gordon, can I rely on your support for the next couple of months? And he wrote back, he said, no, you can't. Which kind of surprised me because I'd never seen can't spelt that way before. But you see, you take. But if you take Tony Blair and take a little bit of, let's say, Chris Tarrant, who wants to be a billionaire? So who would be the best person to take over from me as the host of Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? Would it be A, Jeremy Kyle, B, Jeremy Vine, C, Jeremy Clarkson, or D, Jeremy Corbyn? So you add that little bit of Tarrant, a little bit of Tony Blair, and you know what you get? You get Ed Miliband. I just want to say to the people of this country, I just think it's serious. Now, another impressionist tip. If you're doing Ed Miliband, you've got to look at the letter F and the letter L. Through the future foundation, future, or an L, Labour leader. Now, people say Keir Starmer has no sense of humour. He's got a great sense of humour. What job did he give to Ed Miliband? net zero and environment. So Ed Miliband says Ed spends every day of his life talking about fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. It's nice when voices come back. We got a little bit of the cabinet. Because David Cameron came back. David Cameron came back, and I had a little stint in Rishi Sunak's cabinet. Rishi called me up. He said, "Hi there, it's Rishi here." I said, "Rishi who? Ha ha ha." And you know, and I it's quite funny actually, because when you do David Cameron, the words "I think" he kind of elide. So it's since I was a bit like a pig, which is quite ironic. And I think it's important, you know. And Rishi, he said to me, he said, "David, I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. And I'm staring into the abyss." I said, "Well, I'm right behind you." So I got a little job as foreign secretary. That was very good because I've traveled the world. My father was a stockbroker, so we went to all these different countries, you know, Monaco and Liechtenstein and Switzerland and the Isle of Man. And it was a bit of redemption, because when I was Conservative Prime Minister, people said, "Are you going to make the rich richer? Are you going to make the poor poorer?" And I think we managed to do both. So I think that was a... So yes, a bit of David. And we've lost a couple of voices. We've lost Jacob Rees-Mogg. I mentioned, where are the Jacob Rees-Mogg fans? Yes, ahoy. No, I'm not in the House of Commons. I'm now on GB News. I don't have an auto cue. I have a team of monks who illustrate my manuscripts. He is like something out of another century, isn't he? Like somebody. I often think of him in a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, you know. Here's a list of all the countries in Europe I can't stand. There's Portugal and Italy and Poland and Romania, the Netherlands and Germany and France and Lithuania, Sweden, Spain and Hungary and Finland and Estonia, Slovenia, Slovakia, and maybe Macedonia. There's Malta, Belgium, Greece, the Czech Republic and Croatia, and Luxembourg and Cyprus, which is practically in Asia, and Austria and Latvia and Denmark and Bulgaria, and Ireland, and if Turkey joins, the whole thing gets much scarier. But now we're out of Europe, we'll no longer be inferior. We're even doing trade deals with Burundi and Liberia. They tried to stop us leaving, which was perfectly absurd of them. It's what the British public voted for, at least a third of them. Thank you very much. You may now applaud. Thank you so much. Gone. He's gone. He has gone. So Rees-Mogg no more. Galloway no more. No more George Galloway. I say to the people of Congleton, Salam alaikum, which is the Arabic for, "Would you like me to be a cat?" So he's gone, and we've just about reached peak Farage. No, let me speak. All these people joining our cabinet, I say Britain is broken, so what we need is people who've got first-hand cabinet experience of having broken it in the first place. That's the thing about Farage, that he can't get to the end of a sentence without laughing. Have you noticed this? So you could say, "I'm so sorry to hear about your wife's death." You say, "Well, you know, these things do happen a lot of times." It's just one of those. He'd be a terrible prime minister. Can you imagine? Our thoughts are very much with the victims of this terrible disaster. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But no. Let me say, the country is on the brink of civil war. Well, I hope so. I put in all the work. It's like the laughing politician, isn't it? I know a politician, he lives just down the street. He's really not the kind of guy you ever want to meet. Stood 7 times for Parliament and only knew defeat. I had to keep on standing till I finally got a seat. Oh, hey.